Hi, my name is Fiji McAlpine, and this is Postnatal Flow. This class is specifically designed for your body as you reintegrate strength through your core and rediscover your practice in a whole new way. Move with grace, caution, and joy. Enjoy the practice. Bring yourself into a cross-legged position and be very mindful again of the hips and the pelvis. If you need to in the beginning, coming back into this position in your practice, you can always use bolsters, blankets, or some type of prop to help lift your knees if it's too intense. Eventually allowing gravity to pull the knees down as your pubic bone comes back together. Take your hands now and move them from your legs and bring them against your heart center. Allow your gaze to drop to the floor or close completely, tuning out of that external gaze, opening up to the internal gaze. Again, you're reestablishing a connection with your body. You're building a practice like one you've never built before. Your body is new, shifted, and so is your practice. Again, a curiosity should be part of your intention. Once you've allowed yourself to establish an intention for this practice, let your eyes open again, keeping the gaze soft. With your inhale, spread your hands wide as you reach them up towards the sky. And as you exhale, turn the torso to face your left knee. Drop your right hand down onto your left kneecap and wrap your fingertips firmly around. Take your left arm now up and over, stretching in the left side of your waist. Push the left knee towards the ground as the left hand reaches to the sky. See if you can spiral your chest towards the sky as well, taking a little bit of a back bend and a twist. From here, gently bring yourself back to center. Stretch your right hand up on an inhale. Twist the torso to the right as you exhale and lower your left hand down. Nice firm grip here. Take your right arm up and over. Turn the bridge of the nose and the heart towards the sky. And again, draw yourself back up to center, both hands stretching up, looking up. As you exhale, pull your hands straight down through the center line and separate your hands so that they come onto your shins. Again, focusing on a lot of upper back lifting and bending. As you inhale, take your heart up, take your gaze up. Feel the collarbone pull down, feel your heart pushing through your chest. As you exhale, tuck your chin in and deeply round the spine. Nice undulating movement here like a wave. Push the elbows forward, separate the shoulder blades. Inhale again, draw your elbows close, lift your heart up, take your gaze up. Exhale again, tuck the chin deeply round the spine. Inhale one more time to take the gaze up, lift your heart up. This time as you exhale, release the hands and let your hands come down to the front of your mat. Draw yourself up onto your hands and your knees. From here, hook the 10 toes under. Start with a cow belly breath. You can draw the shoulders onto the back, going a little bit more deeply now into this as your practice progresses. As you exhale, tuck your chin, round the spine. Inhale to a nice neutral position, floating your knees 2 to 3 inches off the floor and shifting your weight forward over your hands. Really establishing now a connection to your core, a connection to your center. Establishing strength through the center of your body, not compromising the lower back at all. The next inhale, take your knees wide, and as you exhale, push your hips back towards your heels, even sway your hips side to side. Draw your knees close together so you feel your inner thighs hugging the sides of your waist. Inhale as you come together, knees together. Now exhale into downward facing dog, hips up, heels towards the floor. 3 cycles of breath here where you pedal out your heels. Shake your head and release the full weight of your head so you feel traction in your spine, and push your hands into the floor deeply. After that 3rd cycle of breath, find a bit of stillness in your legs. Feel your breath expanding the rib cage as you inhale. Feel your strong core muscles knitting tightly in as you exhale. With your next inhale, move forward now into your plank variation. Again, knees on or off the floor. Starting to reestablish that strength in the upper body, the strength through your core straight into your lower body. Exhale all the way down onto your belly. Inhale to Cobra Pose, Bhujangasana. Lift your heart up, take your gaze forward, draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Elbows nice and close. Exhale, slowly release back down. Now with the next inhale, lift again, but look over your right shoulder at your right heel. Pull your left shoulder back as you do this and try and reach the crown of your head straight up. Charge your legs, even your toes. Exhale, come back down through center. Same thing, opposite side. Inhale, roll over your left shoulder with your gaze. Pull the right shoulder back. Charge your legs, even your toes. Exhale, ease back down. Flatten the palms, hook the toes. Inhale to plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, now lift your heels. And as you exhale, step your feet to the front of your mat, one and then the other. Let yourself hang down over your legs. Soften your knees. Even flip your palms to the sky. Slow, steady, even cycles of breath. Remembering to come down into this pose at least once a day to give some freedom to your back, some traction. Our back is burdened during pregnancy, and our back is continually challenged when we have this new wonderful child to hold and carry throughout the day. So taking care of your own spine. Soften your knees and slowly roll the spine back up. Savoring especially the top of the roll as your head comes up last. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Flare the fingers and find Tadasana Mountain Pose. Reestablish a posture where your heart is lifting, shoulders pulling down. With the next inhale, reach both hands up towards the sky. Join your palms above your head and take your hands a little bit further back. As you exhale, soften your knees, roll forward over your legs. Come halfway up on the inhale. And try an active forward fold as you exhale, pushing your hands into the floor, strengthening core muscles, taking your gaze back between your legs. Inhale, take a big step back with your left leg, but keep your left knee off the floor. Setting a foundation for your high lunge, which will transition into your exalted warrior. So the right foot is pushing deeply down, left heel pushes back. Feet hips distance apart. Right hip pulls back, left hip lifts slightly. Listening again to your body and remembering that you can modify these movements, these poses, however you feel and see fit. When you're ready on the next inhale, if it's available, bring your hands forward and up. As you exhale, soften your back knee so that you can align the pubic bone to the front of the mat. Right hip pulls back, left hip forward. Lift the shoulders and then drop them down into their place. Imagine that someone comes behind you and gently pushes the back of your heart forward and up. Take your thumbs and reach them as far back as you can and reach your fingers as high as you can. Big, brave step forward into life. One more inhale. Now as you exhale, gather your hands at your heart and ease yourself into a gentle twist. Taking your left elbow over your right leg, remembering that the uterus may still be healing depending on where you are. So making your way into the twist as easy as you can. Slow, steady, even breathing. If you're past 8 weeks and you've experienced a lot of freedom here in your back and freedom in your body, you can move into your twist as much as your body sees fit. Remembering this is all an exploration, getting to know your practice again. With the next inhale, charge your arms forward, flare the fingers, take your gaze down, and as you exhale, set your hands on either side of your right foot. Inhale, your right leg will step back into your high plank pose or your knees on the ground plank pose. And as you exhale, come halfway down now to our first chaturanga. Inhale, now move into an upward dog. Cobra is still an option if that feels better for you. If you are an upward dog, charge your legs, roll your heels inward to protect the lower back, and encourage a little lower belly strength by hugging it in towards your spine. Soften your elbows first, flip your feet, and then transition back into downward facing dog. Take a full cycle of breath in. Exhale all the way out. Relax the jaw, relax the shoulders. Lift your heels high and step up between your thumbs. Soften your knees, let yourself hang down. And again, roll the spine all the way up. Head comes up last. Draw the shoulders up, back and down. Inhale, reach up and even further back this time. Solid connection to your legs, pushing your heels into the mat. Exhale, soften the knees and roll forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale to an active forward fold. With that next inhale, step your right leg back. Keep the right knee lifted and again, take some time to set up a foundation for your high lunge and exalted warrior. Feel an extension forward through the crown of your head. Once you have those strong legs set, if you're ready, inhale, reach both hands up. As you exhale, sink down and in. Relax the shoulders. Flare the fingers. Feel your heart lift. Slow, steady, even breathing. Soften the back knee again if you need to correct the hips. That left hip draws back, right hip forward, tail tucks under. The thumbs reach even further back as you again feel that lifting, supported gesture of the heart. Again, if it's appropriate for your practice, draw your hands together and move into your twist. If not, you can always stay here in this central position. Moving into the twist when your body and your practice is ready. Lifting your heart up as you go, trying to again maintain stability in the hips. Right hip lifts, left hip gently draws back. With your next inhale, reach your hands forward, take your gaze forward. Exhale, set your hands on either side of your foot. Inhale, left leg next to your right leg in your high plank position. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Feeling that flow move back through your body in your practice. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up, heels down. Lift your heels nice and high on the inhale. Look to your hands and step or hop between your thumbs. Halfway up, inhale. Make it an active forward fold as you exhale. Soften your knees, drop your hips this time. Reach the hands forward and follow your hands all the way up and back. Exhale your hands to your heart. Drop your hands beside your hips, bend your knees, sweep the floor with your fingertips. Try and stay this low as you extend your arms into the chair of Utkatasana. Draw the tail under, slightly rounding the lower lumbar spine, taking any compression out of the lower back. Take your gaze down as well so your neck stays long, not compressing the vertebra of the neck. Now from here, one more inhale and then take your exhale straight into an active forward fold. As you inhale, step your left leg back. Keep the left knee lifted, sink the hips down, and then make your way again into your exalted base. Take your hands now and roll your hands back, interlacing the fingers behind your tailbone. Stretch the chest forward on the inhale, kissing the shoulder blades together. Bow the chest inside your right knee as you exhale, moving the knuckles forward. Deep release in the shoulders, deep opening in the chest, strengthening of the legs. Inhale, peel the torso all the way up. Exhale to release the hands, and inhale, float your arms overhead. As you exhale, bring the hands to the instep of your right foot. Lower your left heel to the mat. Inhale, roll your chest open to the sky as you lift your left arm. Using your right arm, gently push against the right knee and try and stack the left arm and shoulder above the right arm and shoulder. Exhale, slowly bring the left hand down, easing ourselves into the external pelvic rotations. Lift that left heel up. Take the right hand, reach the right hand forward on the inhale. And as you exhale, nuzzle your right hand to the outside of your right foot. Right leg again steps next to the left leg to your high plank, lowering through chaturanga. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, roll back just like a wave. Full cycle of breath in, all the way out. Lift your heels now, look to your hands, step or hop between your thumbs. Bend both knees, inhale to the chair of Utkatasana. Exhale back into your active forward fold. Inhale, right leg steps back, right knee stays lifted, working your way into your foundation, and then lifting again to your exalted base. Arms overhead, rolling in the shoulders as your hands reach back. Interlace the fingers behind your tailbone, stretch the knuckles back on the inhale. And as you exhale, take your chest inside your left knee. Try and go as vertical as you can with your arm bones. Inhale, peel the torso up off your left leg. Exhale to release the hands. Inhale, reach the hands up and all the way back. Exhale, bring your hands down to the instep of your left foot. Roll your right heel down to the floor. Leaning your left arm and shoulder against the inside of your knee. Inhale, roll the chest up, roll your right arm up. Try and ease your hips down, again being very mindful as we move into the external rotation here of the hip. Bring the right hand slowly back down to the mat, lift your right heel up, and then stretch your left arm forward as you kick your right heel back. Nuzzle your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Nice push into your hands. Step your left leg next to your right. Move through Chaturanga on an exhale. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale again to downward facing dog. Hips up, heels towards the floor, head hangs heavy. Slow and steady inhale. Full, complete exhale. From here, your gaze locks on your toes. Keeping your gaze drawn back, float your right foot towards the sky, keeping the toes pointing towards the earth. Go only as high as you need to, and again, just be mindful of the body as you revisit these poses for the first time. Step your right foot between your hands. Lower your left heel to the floor. Inhale, lead with your left arm. Straighten both legs. Relax the shoulders. Take the right hand and extend your right hand beyond your right toes and find your way into triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Now this pose usually feels quite different when we first reestablish our connection to it, as there's not as much of a bulge here on the front of our belly. You can even rub it and see how different the torso feels and how much longer you can get the right side of your waist from your hip crease to your right armpit. Take your left arm and try and stack it above your right arm. If it's available to you, take your gaze up, turning the bridge of the nose up. To again experience some nice freedom in the side of your waist, you can extend the left arm beyond the top of your head. Palm turned down as you pull your left hip back away from your left hand. Keep rolling the breath deep into the left side of your waist, all the way past your hip into your foot. Soften your right knee slightly as you lower both hands down to either side of your right foot. Let your left foot come in a few inches and turn slightly further forward. Pull your right hip back. Let's take the spine the other way. Again, being mindful of your body and your practice, not working any deep twists. If you gave birth just 6 weeks ago, you want to at least approach the 8-week mark before you're taking any deep twists. You can take the right hand and reach the right hand to the sky, lifting the torso as you turn. Feel it roll into the outside of your right leg and right hip and radiate down into your right foot. Pull your right hip back and send your left hip forward. Keep your breath moving through you. Lower your right hand down now and allow your torso to hang out over your right leg. Take your gaze and drop it back to your left foot. Push into your fingertips and feel a slight rounding of your spine And then ease some length into your spine as you soften your elbows. Soften the right knee as you bring your torso forward. Flatten your hands to the mat and take your right leg again to the sky on an inhale. Kick back with the heel. As you exhale, draw your right knee into your chest and pull your torso forward. Now keep your torso over your hands. Inhale to your high plank. Exhale as you move through vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. With the next inhale, take your left leg and stretch your left leg towards the sky. Full flexion of your foot. Step the left foot up between your hands. From here, bring your right heel down to the floor. Lead with your right arm. Come up with straight legs. Hands reaching out from your heart, 2 different directions. Take your left hand, stretch it forward beyond your left toes, then lower your left arm bone anywhere you can touch along your left leg. Right arm towards the sky, and again, you can just explore this pose. Rub your right hand on your belly if you like, and then stack your right arm bone above your left. Try and lengthen out the left side of your waist as much as possible. Push into both feet, reaching your feet in opposite directions for stability. And then extend your right arm beyond the top of your head, palm turned down. Feel space along the right side of your waist. Try and connect with the sweetness of your breath. Slow, steady inhale, full, complete, yet gentle exhale. Bring the right hand down, hands on either side of your left foot. Drag the right foot forward just a bit and turn the toes slightly forward. Try and square the hips up to the front line of your mat and take your left arm out to the side and then slowly up. Go only as far as you need to, only as far as your body is ready to go. Being very mindful of the twist. Make sure that you're breathing even here. Bring that left hand slowly down now. Push into your fingertips as you draw your torso down your left leg, slight rounding of the spine. And then soften your elbows and lengthen the spine, moving the crown of your head towards your left toes. Soften your left knee and move the torso forward. Flatten your hands. From here, take the left leg back to the sky on the inhale, stretching your heel back. Exhale, pull your knee into chest. High plank as you inhale. Exhale, soften the elbows to lower. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, roll back. Slow, steady, even cycle of breath in, all the way out. Lift your heels high, look to your hands, step between them. Bend your knees and inhale again. Sit in that chair of Utkatasana. Draw your hands back to your heart center, sit a little deeper. And then inhale, follow your hands up and all the way back. Exhale, pull your hands to your heart. Drop your hands down beside your hips. Step back now to the center of your mat. Still reestablishing our new center of gravity in our balancing poses. With the next inhale, reach the hands up. And as you exhale, soften your knees, sink down and lower your hands to about shoulder level, shoulder distance apart. Moving into Garudasana, balance and again opening our shoulders and our chest. Float your right knee first and cross your right leg over your left. Sit down as though you're sitting cross-legged in a chair and squeeze your inner thighs together. Lift your left hand higher than your right, cross at the elbows, bend the elbows, and take your right fingers into your left palm. Move your hands away from your forehead and then up towards the sky as you inhale. Sink down with your hips as you exhale. Move the hands up again as you inhale. Down with the hips as you exhale. Last cycle of breath in and out. Float your right knee up towards the sky now as you inhale and flex the foot. Kick the heel back as you exhale. Pointing that beak forward. Kick the heel back as though it's your tail feather to guide you. With your next inhale, pull your knee to your chest. Spread your arms like wings and soar all the way up to the sky. Join your palms together. Exhale, your hands to your heart and your foot to the floor. Soften side to side. Inhale again, reach up. Exhale to sink in. Lower your hands shoulder distance apart. Float your left knee now towards the sky. Cross the left leg over the right and squeeze the inner thighs together. Right hand lifts higher than the left. Cross at your elbows. Bend your elbows. Left fingers into your right palm. Inhale, fingers up. Exhale, move your hips down. Inhale, fingers up. Exhale, sink the hips. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Now float the left knee, inhale, and kick the left heel back. Gazing straight down. Keep your breath steady. Inhale, pull the left knee in, release the arms and reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, left heel to the floor. Side to side. With the next inhale, reach straight up. And as you exhale, melt out over your legs. Hanging again in a forward fold, relaxing the shoulders. Walk your hands now to the front of your mat as you inhale and step your feet to the back of your mat as you exhale in your last downward facing dog, stretching out your mat. With that next inhale, lift your heels. And as you exhale, bring your knees down under your hips. From here, move your left hand under your heart. Take your right hand out to the side and all the way up as you inhale. As you exhale, thread the needle, taking your right arm under your left. Land on the back of your arm and your shoulder. Crawl the left hand out beyond the top of your head and drag the right shoulder away from your spine. Lay your cheek down and your earlobe down. Take 3 full cycles of breath here. Slowly pull the left hand back in front of your nose so you can push down into your left hand and return to tabletop pose. Neutralizing, inhale, take yourself into a cow belly stretch. And then round the spine, coming into cat stretch. Back to your neutral position before you draw your right hand under your heart. And then inhale, left arm goes out and up. Exhale as you thread the needle on this side. Left arm dives under the right arm. The right fingertips crawl away from you. Try and stack your right shoulder above your left shoulder and pull the left shoulder away from the spine. Slow, steady, even cycles of breath, 3 of them now on this side. Letting go of any tension that you're holding in that left shoulder. Recreating space in the shoulder girdle. Helping to limit any tension that you feel in the thoracic region of the spine. Slowly pull the right hand back in front of your nose. Push down into your right hand. Slowly draw yourself back up to tabletop. One last time, inhale to cow belly, taking your ribs down, the crown of your head and tailbone up. And exhale to deeply round the spine. Walk your hands back towards your knees, hook your 10 toes. And again, sit down onto your heels, taking your hands onto the quadriceps. Nice stretch in the bottom of your feet and toes. Slide your hands up onto your hips and guide your hips forward over your knees. As you move forward in your practice and reestablish a connection to your core, an opening of the torso, easing yourself into back bends as they feel appropriate. Still not going as deep as you may have gone before pregnancy if you're still around the 2-month mark. You want to allow everything in your torso to truly feel strong and integrated before you approach any of those really deep back bends. So allowing yourself to play with this camel pose and to ease yourself in one little step at a time, each practice, every time you come to the mat. So if you're feeling stronger, you can go a little bit further, maybe by taking one hand to one heel and one hand to the sky. This is half camel. You can take a few cycles of breath here. Before you switch sides, bringing your left hand down, right hand up. Left hand comes down onto the left heel, moving the hips forward over your knees. Again, easing yourself back in. Right hand up. Bring both hands back down onto your hips. Point your toes back and sit down on your heels. From here, take your hands together at your heart, interlace your fingers, push your hands forward deeply around the upper back. Inhale to reach both hands up. Exhale, hands come back down to your heart again. From here, draw your hands forward, cross your ankles, roll back into a seated pose, and then pop your feet forward to the front of your mat. Move your hips forward as well so the hips are at the center of the mat, and then stretch your hands forward. Starting to reestablish strength in our center means doing a little bit of core work, so lift one foot and then the other, and find yourself in a modified boat pose. Taking this as high or as low as your body is ready for. Having an element of challenge without overdoing it. Feeling this in your core and not in your lower back. The next inhale, you can reach the hands even higher to the sky and maybe take it into the obliques as you exhale and cross the arms over. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up to center, and exhale, slowly lower the feet down. From here, reach your hands forward on an inhale, and as you exhale, slowly roll the spine into the mat. Once you're down on your back, lower your hands beside your hips and move your feet close to your sit bones without actually having your heels touch your sit bones. With the next inhaling breath, lift your hips up. Draw your hands under your hips and interlace your fingers. Walk your arms together, shoulders together, going deep into the top of the shoulders and the neck. Push down into your feet to move your hips higher. Try and move your heart closer to your chin, chin closer to your heart. Great for the thyroid and parathyroid. Draw your knees even closer and move your hips even higher. Same benefits that you get in shoulder stand. As you exhale, release the hands and melt the spine back down. Again, it's a nice gateway posture that will eventually lead you back to your full wheel pose. With the next inhale, stretch your arms over your head. As you exhale, stretch your left leg long, flex the left foot, let your right knee tip out to the side. Allowing for some external rotations of the hips as the pubic bone has a chance to heal and come back together. Very slowly draw that right knee back to center and pull your right knee into your chest. Bring both hands down onto your right kneecap to draw it up towards your collarbone. Now using your hands, pull the right knee across your body until it touches the floor. Easing yourself into a gentle twist, again if it's appropriate for your practice. Take your right arm out to the side and follow the right hand with your gaze. Slowly ease yourself onto your back again. Pull the right knee in. Draw the left knee in and extend your right leg out nice and long. Let your left foot touch the floor and let the left knee tip open. Right foot is flexed, almost as though you're doing tree pose, but here on your back. Surrendering in the hip. Pull your left knee in towards the chest. Grab hold of that left knee and draw it up towards the collarbone. Using your hands, pull the left knee all the way across your body to the floor. Extend your left arm out to the side and take your gaze in that direction. Draw yourself onto your back. Left knee in, right knee follows. Hug both knees in, embracing the lower body with gratitude. Before you allow yourself to unravel, open up and stretch out. Taking up space and moving down into Shavasana. Allowing yourself to integrate all of the parts of your practice as you again reestablish a foundation for this practice. You get to know your body in a new way. Discovering your practice again, but for the first time in this form. Allowing everything about your physical body to soften, relax, and let go. Allowing your mind and your heart to open and follow suit. With your next inhale, start to move your toes, flare your toes. Move your fingers and flare your fingers, reawakening your body from the outermost edges up your limbs towards your center. Bring your knees again in towards your chest and again embrace your lower body. And then slowly let yourself rock up into a seated position. Slide your hands from your legs up to your heart, joining your palms together, closing your eyes. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, honoring what it is that you're doing on your mat. Rediscovering this practice, rediscovering yourself. As you find this gratitude welling up inside of you, keep this feeling with you, let it radiate from every cell in your being. Remembering that when you come to this place, you're here, living, present, and truly blessed. Keep that with you until next we meet. Namaste.